This video is for further explanation on your 10.2 exam. First and foremost, what you always want to make sure to do is that you VST, because if you are VSTing, that means that you are doing what the prompt is asking you to do and talking about the stuff that the prompt wants you to talk about. So since all of the prompts, all three prompts will be discussed, that's what we want to make sure we're prepared for. We remember that the skill is to summarize and conclude. Now, just for clarification, this summary is what we did all last unit with analyze, because analyze simply means to break down, which is exactly what you are doing with a summary, is you are breaking it down. But then what this asks us to do is to further clarify and conclude. What is our overall answer? Our main reason of the three reasons that you have clarified as the summary. So then what you want to do is continue the process that we've been doing. So maybe you want to have a little brain dump, you piece them all together, you start seeing like, oh, this idea goes with this idea, and then these ones, and then you start piecing it together. So that way you get your reasons / main ideas. These reasons and main ideas are your summary. Remembering not to list them. We don't want it to just be a list of evidence. It needs to be this main idea. Then you want to have your three evidences branching off, which should definitely include historiography, because historiography and those historians, being able to name them and then being able to articulate their point and how it supports your reason is going to be what drives you to higher marks. So this is just exactly what you've been doing with your analyze prompts. But now we wanted to take it a step further with conclude, because that's what it asks for. So all that a conclusion is what do all three of your reasons have in common? And what is my big main idea? What do these all have in common? What is my overall answer to my question? Making sure to look back at this and constantly checking. Does this answer this? And then do these three things support this idea? And then all 9 of these evidences support the reasons, which then come back and support my main idea in order to answer my question. So that is exactly why I set up the prompt, the note synthesis guide as I did for you. Because like I explained in class, these first 3 columns, you providing the historical context and explanation and analysis for these evidences, that's your summary. So these things are your reasons and main reasons and evidences. And then, because I've already given you all this evidence and then you thought this through, this last column is your conclusion. This is your overall answer to your question. So for example, why did the U.S. go to war with Spain? I'm going to include evidences like Monroe Doctrine, Wilson-Gorman Tariff, etc. I have my explanations, my analysis, and then really what my answer is, overall my conclusion is that what I notice all these things have in common is that the U.S. wanted to assert its position as a new world power. So then this would go into my big main idea. I would have to find some commonalities between these, and these would become my reasons and main ideas. And then the further explanations are the evidences, making sure to include all of these ideas together. And now some other just general tips, and I sent this on the remind today. I want you guys, you should be prioritizing your studying. So think about what are the top content you want to include. What are those buzzwords? Those content vocabulary words that continuously came up that tie things together. What were some of the common events and instances that kept coming up over and over? And then I also want you to review all of the writing tips and tricks, which you can do hopefully in your interactive notebook, or you can do in the writing Google Slides I put together at writing.msmckeen.com. And try to pick what are the top 3 things you want to make sure that you do in your test tomorrow. Set yourself some priorities and go along with those. Also remember IB's priorities. How is IB going to test you? They're only going to be able to test you on what are a part of the topic and the bullet. Why I said it rhymes with mullet. And so focus your study around those things. You guys got this. Don't overthink it. You will do great and not disgusting.